how to reach young people. I mean, I've heard it a lot, and I get the feeling that like even the Greek philosophers were trying to find an answer. As if you work in the media, it's something you really have to think about, and it's difficult. So we thought maybe that's the perfect topic to host a panel discussion about, and hope to find some answers. So we found the perfect group of people, and also a great host. I'm sure he can dance his way around this topic like it's a Greek sirtaki. So I'm very excited for this next session, and I leave it in the very capable hands of Robin Bro. So the stage is yours, Robin.
Thank you. Do I have to dance? No. Good afternoon, everyone. I've seen some young people in the audience, but also other people, so welcome to everyone. I'm going to introduce our panel for today because the question is how to reach a young audience interactively, and luckily I don't have to answer this question myself. I'm going to start with Melody from NRK. Maybe you can all join me on stage. Thomas from RTBF and Joachim from VRT Ketnet. Welcome. And please have a seat. I'm going to give you all 1 minute to introduce yourself and maybe the project you're currently working on. I'm going to start with Melody.
Okay, I work for NRK, Norwegian Broadcasting, which I like to say straight away means non-commercial. I come from the gaming house. We're making a program for young audience of around the age of 18. That's gaming and reality. There's a big house with 3 influencers living there. The coolest young life you can live with all the gaming equipment you can have. Gaming all day, but also showing them cooking, cleaning. They don't clean. Having company. So a lot of people say it's a bit like Big Brother, but they can leave the house, they can have company, as long as they check with us first.
We're going to dig into that later on. Close to you is Thomas. Thomas from RTBF. You work for Tarmac.
Yes, nice to meet you. So I'm head of content at Tarmac. Tarmac is a first digital media native for 15 to 25 people. Very urban, because we figured that hip-hop and urban music was the main downloaded and played today for the youth. So we started Tarmac in RTBF 5 years ago. Now we have a lot of followers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We also try to make some gaming, Tarmac gaming with Twitch, and now the name of the media change, it's XP. I have Greg right here who represents XP. So we're also trying to reach the young audience on gaming too. But for me, the most important is to reach the young audience with subjects and video formats they like first, instead of thinking that RTBF or NRK or maybe other classical TV are the players. We are no more the players. The players are the digital media for me. So this is where I work.
And then on our right hand side, Joachim from VRT Ketnet. What's your...
Hello.
Can you tell a little bit about the project you're currently working on?
Yes. First of all, you might not recognize me. Normally, I'm more colorful and I have long hair, but I've cleaned myself up for this presentation. I'm sorry, colleagues.
Thank you for that.
But yeah, I work for... I have, together with a colleague, we've created Betty Club for Ketnet. So I work for Ketnet since loads of years. It's a children channel for children between 4 and 12 years, but it's we have the younger section, 4 till 6 or 7 years, and from 7 till 12, that's where I'm usually work for. And the Pity Club is like an online stream program we do weekly on Wednesday with animated characters as protagonists, and we have lots of interaction with children. We do lots of gaming. We try to be on every platform that is possible that children are on, TikTok, but also YouTube. We try to discuss that and follow up. It's like a digital experiment lab for us, for Ketnet.
These are three very interesting projects, but I'm wondering how did it all start? What was the urgency for you, for your network to start this project? Let's start with Melody.
It's easy. We're losing all the young audience. NRK used to be the establishment. Even if we did lose the 17, 18, and 19-year-olds, when they grew up and became proper corporate adults, they would automatically come back to us. And I'd say it's the urgency. It's already too late. We've already probably lost a whole generation that won't come back to us. They get their news on Reddit. They get their entertainment on YouTube. They watch Twitch. So, but that doesn't mean it's all lost. We just need to start now as soon as possible to work in a different way to reach them, to reach the next generation and the one after that and after that, to again become a different kind of establishment for them. It won't be the traditional one, but it'll be a new tradition.
You said it might have been too late to start with this. Did you have to start from scratch?
In some ways, I mean, we have programs similar to the one you make that are reaching a young audience that are younger, that are maybe up to 12, 13, 14. We should have started sooner, because right now we're running after them and trying to figure out where we need to be. And also, I think it's a bit late because we realized we need to find them. They're not coming to us, we need to go to them, which is why NRK, the program I work with, LL35, is doing something that would be considered quite radical. We're streaming on Twitch. That's a third-party platform. We didn't want to be there, but some of us have done the work and said, no, we need to be there, because right now we need to go out to the audience instead of making a show. We can make the greatest show for any 18-year-old, but they won't find us, so we need to go to them.
And how do you start with these shows? Do you make them yourselves, or do you have young people involved with it?
We have them involved. This project has been quite a big... there have been people working on it for quite a few years, finding out what should we do. My colleague, our chief editor, he's done a lot of the work up until now to figure out, do the insight work, the research, and figured out that, okay, gaming is huge. Reality is huge, watching Paradise Hotel, Ex on the Beach, and that type of programs. And also the platforms like Twitch that offer live gaming, they have an audience. So what can we do? And gone to NRK and said, we need to go big. We've done what they do on YouTube. We've made clips of people sitting and gaming and nobody's watching them. So we're not doing that anymore. And we need to do what they're doing on Twitch, but we need to do it bigger and better because we can. So that's why we also have a house. We bought a house, 55 cameras. It's going to be, we're getting there. We're still in beta, but it's going to be a high production that you can't get with all the other Twitch, but we want to be on Twitch's side. We're using influencers. We're using people that are already on Twitch, and we want to co-work with them and co-stream with them.
Thomas, you already worked for Tarmac for almost 5 years now?
Yes, 5 years.
Did you have the feeling back then that you were too late as well?
Yes, because the only national program about hip-hop was made here, Stubru, the hop. So for me, it was too late, and we're trying to reach the same goal. It means we were losing the youth, but we were also losing diversity. It means Brussels is one of the more multicultural cities in Europe, and also now you're going to see with the world changing that there are going to be a lot of movements between countries and people. That's also for me one of the most important points, and the fact that hip hop and multicultural people can represent themselves. So for me, it was not losing the young generation for the future, but also representing new faces on the screen. Because for 15 years on the television, you had white people and everybody thought it was normal, but it was not normal. And today we're trying to change it and putting new characters to be more authentic as we can and see people how they really are in the streets. This is my mission.
You're talking about hip-hop, but that's not the main ingredient of Tarmac as a show or as a platform.
Yeah, of course. We make comedy, we make some news. I think the youth audience can be interested about anything, but it's the way you're going to present it that is more important. But we speak about sexuality, stand-up comedy, news. As I said, we make a lot of artist interviews. We show brand new artists that nobody know, but also famous artists, and all that melting pot makes something authentic.
And it's on a daily basis. Do you consider yourself an island within the public broadcaster, within RTBF?
I think we were an island, we were a label, but today we inspire also other medias. Maybe TP who was more radio and television. Now they are working on digital strategy, and we can help them showing how digital we can make some goals. But it's also for us a benefit to have more radio codes for the future, because I really believe in the radio. But for the youth, they lost it 5 or 10 years ago, and now we have to bring it back, maybe with video podcast or something is linear, but we can bring them from the social medias to the linear again. It's my challenge.
Joachim, you work for an even younger audience. What was the urgency for Ketnet to start with this project?
I think it's a bit the same as my colleagues tell. We lose viewers already a long time ago. Linear television watching is like no longer happening, and back in the days it was diminishing. So first of all, you don't have viewers, so they don't see Ketnet. We go out in the open, we have our events, there we're seen, but on television they don't know. We cannot promote ourselves anymore. So we also have our classic presenters, or I don't know in English. So we needed like a new way to speak to the people, to the children who are only watching their tablet. So when they open their tablet, they watch YouTube, and then they do a game. But like the Ketnet app, which already exists, wasn't there in their viewing time. So how do we get that back into their attention? And then so we thought like 2 years ago, how about creating some new characters that are only living in the digital world, and talk to the children that way. They watch the world from their point of view, from the gaming point of view, and from that point on we started creating like this complete Petit Club, which is like in our dreams. You have the metaverse with lots of games, Ketnet is there, and then at 5 o'clock the Petit Club opens, so they walk into the Petit Club, and together they do stuff, and they talk, like we're talking right here to each other. And there is the stream master. It's an animated character who can talk to them, be funny. But for them that's normal, because they on a daily basis they play Roblox, they talk to each other through Zoom. So that's normal. So that's what they do. But on the classic television, we don't do that. So we had to like rethink everything, use different technology. And so we've thrown every technology we know together, and we started like this Petit Club. Also, the Petis, like the characters, they already existed in the branding. We did a rebranding 2 years ago, and in between the television programs, we had like short branding items, and there these characters were already there. So we brought them to life in the Petit Club. So we tried to like slowly incept the mind of the children, and then create something else.
Well, you start with something like Petit Club. I can imagine it's not a walk in the park. What were some of the harder things to tackle, some of the difficulties?
First of all, we thought the technology would be like the most difficult, because we use like character animator to animate the heads of the audio actors, the real life audio actors, and we use NDI to connect everything, and we use Unreal for the environment, and we cut everything together with vMix, and there's loads of technicalities that can go wrong. But that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is like reaching the audience, like get them to come to you, because we can make great content, we can do sketches, but we can do interactive stuff, but if we don't have the children with us, it's just for a small audience. So that's right now our biggest problem, how to expand. We expand slowly, but we need more strategies to do that.
What about you, Melody? Can I call it the Big Brother house for gamers?
Yeah, you can.
What's your official name?
LL35, and that's that's our address.
Okay.
So yeah, everything's been a challenge. I mean, this should be the headline of this whole project. It's just everything from how to make the technology to work. We bought a house. It leaked 300 liters of water from from the top floor to the second floor. We have influencers living there, working with influencers isn't that easy, especially when you're in a beta phase, when you're trying to figure things out. Obviously, reaching the audience, but that feels like we have a plan, and we just need to get there.
Stick to it.
Yeah, stick to it. All the traditional platforms that we have, because yes, we are on Twitch, but the main goal is to, at someday down the line, get the audience to NRK, and the NRK TV platform looks like Netflix. That doesn't help us. We don't need Netflix. We need something maybe more similar to YouTube. We need to be live and clips. So there are challenges the whole way. We were almost ready to go live, and we figured out that we don't have internet to the house, and this whole thing is digital. I found my editor-in-chief almost in tears going, I think we're going to lose the project. And we looked at 5G, we looked at everything, and it took pretty much a miracle to get the phone companies to set us up with fiber. So now we have a speed of 1,000 up and 1,000 down. So yeah, everything is a challenge.
Is it still a main goal to reach, not only to reach the younger audience, but also to get them to the platforms of the public broadcasters themselves?
It has to be, because if not, then NRK doesn't really get to exist anymore. If we're making programs for Twitch, then what's the point? I think that's where, for everybody else, they can maybe go to another platform and make their money there. But we need to brand NRK and be the big broadcaster. But like I said, I don't think the point is to get them back to watching TV. We're hoping, we know this gaming house is a 24/7 program. We're not going to get 18-year-olds to watch us 24/7. But hopefully, with my background in radio, I'm thinking we'll be the second screen, we'll be the new radio that's always there while they're gaming, while they're with their friends. And then they know at, Mondays, it's esports. I'll, shut down everything else and I'll watch it, but they won't turn it down or stop watching it, because what you said, the influencers in their house are their friends, are the people that speak their language. It's not the mamas and daddies and the journalists telling them what gaming should be, but their friends, sort of. It's the community. You need the community, and the community starts maybe with us, but how I think young people were, and even I see myself, you start with watching something, you want to talk about it, you want to listen about it, you want to have a Discord, you want to have a Snapchat. You need to build the community to survive.
Is it 24/7 entertainment or also education and information programs?
We're hoping everything has a little bit of education, but it's mainly 24/7, like a Big Brother entertainment.
Right.
But they sleep at night. They're allowed to take 2 days holiday maybe, and we have sort of slow TV, minute by minute TV. We also have a snake in the house living there right now, so we might
DJ
do
Snake.
no, an actual snake. So we could do 2 hours of just, watching the snake. Yeah. The slow TV. Yeah.
Does the snake get 2 days off as well?
No, snake doesn't get any time off.
Thomas, what about you? Is it the main goal of Tarmac to get people back to RTBF?
We're trying to make it, but as a global strategy, we want to switch and say maybe when you get 30 years old, maybe it's time to find information in another way and be connected to other programs that we have or media in the house. So maybe sometimes we make cross-post. We can cross a video on Instagram between the Tarmac account and also the info accounts, so they know that there are something else also in the house. But personally, I don't think that the television gonna still have 20 years as it is right now to live. So the game is really changing. It's not easy to reach youth audience. You have to be regular. You have to test and learn a lot of formats. Okay, if it doesn't working after 3 months, maybe you have to change the pitch. You have to be really, really creative because the concurrency around the world is very huge today. The influencers are also or can be bigger than the medias today. So it's really important to know that and to start fighting and creating things.
So would you say it's better to reach them through other third company platforms than not to reach them at all?
Of course. I think for me the most important is our mission. If our mission is to inform the youth, educate the youth, entertain the youth, let's do it, but where they are first. If we change the player, we are not television as we used to be no more. For me, it's not a problem because we make our mission complete.
I think that's a quite different approach than we do in this house, like your neighbors. At VRT, the main goal is to get people to the main VRT Max platform and just to get rid of all the other platforms.
Yeah, it's because of the economic system that brings publicity to the television and radio first. But we have to change the model too and starting monetizing the other platforms. And if we can get money from the other platforms and keep our soul, it's going to be goal.
Does it work?
Yeah, it can work. We work with R&B, our media partner, and sometimes we do campaigns. But if it makes sense on the video, if it makes sense and you show it, okay, this is a Red Bull rap freestyle maybe. We give opportunities to talent, but it's with Red Bull or another brand. It's okay. The young, they feel it like, okay, it's good. You just don't have to lie about it.
What about you, Joachim? Do you think Pity Club can fill in a gap that used to be there?
Absolutely. I agree with everything that's been said. So our mission is also to reach as much children as possible in Flanders. And there are lots of children just not going to the app, going to the television, going to the website. And I think we have to search for different ways to reach them. And as said, my dream would be like we have like this metaverse of where every child just could walk in and go to the Pity Club. So, but that's what I think. That's when I think now we have VRT Max, which is also more a regular, like a library system. We need something more than this. We could like maybe, create something else and then link to it. Or, but I think in the future it will be much more necessary to create a complete world and not just like a library of things you've created. I don't think that children nowadays like that kind of way. They know YouTube, but I think they need something more. But that's just one of the many challenges we have.
Today, creating an app or website costs a lot of money, and if you invest it in good characters or good formats, maybe it's better.
Let's talk about numbers. How many people, how many young people do you reach with Tarmac every day?
Depends on the platform. We have 450,000 followers on YouTube, 330,000 on TikTok in 1 year. So yeah, it makes a huge reach for a day. Maybe on YouTube we have like 80 or 100,000 views per day. So it's very big. So yeah, if you count Facebook, 1.4 million people, and other platforms like Instagram, it's a lot. Yes.
Can I ask a question? Do you have like radio?
DAB plus.
Yeah. Do you have like radio brands that are like also on?
Yes.
Online. Do you have an app? And
we started Tarmac with an app, and we had like something like 50,000 downloadings, but we felt that the upgrade, the more money we have to invest to upgrade the app, to get a better player was too much money, and it was better to focus on the formats. Yeah. Okay. So.
What about you, Melody, in Norway? You just started.
We just started. We're still in beta. We haven't done any kind of marketing. partly we're hoping they'll discover us because that's what young people preferred. And also because we want to, have a certain standard. So I think we're starting marketing from next week with a 14-day World of Warcraft marathon with one of the new influencers. But today we can see that we have something like 1,500 unique users daily coming by. So even though we've done non-marketing and Norway is not big, that's more than we expected at this point.
And what about the Petty Club?
We've
Are there
started
numbers?
since January, and live. So every Wednesday our live stream is like only 50 till 100 at a good times. Live viewers are remaining there. So and then we've put everything online, so the clicks, and so we reach 4 till 6,000 children with our program every week. And I don't know about complete Ketnet app, how much people, that's much more, but I don't have numbers on that. So we also have to grow, and we're searching how to, but it's difficult to keep them, keep them there and keep them watching. And we have a very good fan base that comes back every week, so we're expanding from there, but it's still difficult. Yeah.
I think we still have some minutes left. Maybe there are some questions from the audience.
I think we had a little clip if anyone want to see
The
inside of the house, because it is a house of possibilities. Even though the thing we're doing right now turns out to be a flop, it's still a success in what we've learned and what we can use the house for in the future. So I've muted it because it's all in Norwegian, but they do all kinds of different stuff. This is the Esports Monday. That's one of our influencers in the gaming room with the best computers you can get for gaming. That's not the snake. This is the kitchen. You could have a cooking program there ready to go already now. So that's him living his life.
I can imagine it's a quite big investment to start all this,
That's the snake. Yeah.
but when it started,
I'm not the numbers girl, so I brought the numbers, a little bit of numbers. It's in some ways a huge investment. In other ways, it's not. I have here that they've spent 200,000 euros on the house. That's buying the house and renovating. So that's never a loss. Yeah, that's cheap. Yeah, and 1 million euros on the technology in the house. Yeah, yeah. So that's
Let's hope the roof is good.
Yeah. So the roof was the first bit. The rest is all the cameras and everything. But the staff, we're just 5 people trying to work 24/7 at the moment. With both the contact, the technical, everything, casting, just 5 people. I'm hoping we'll become a few more people, but the point of this project is to be able to run it with the influencers and only a few journalists around them.
is it the same with Tarmac? Do you still have to invest a lot of money to get up to date?
The thing is, in the future, we're gonna remove from this building to another and have less space. So the challenge will be to create more things and in less space. So yeah.
And what about you, Joachim? Since we're talking about numbers,
I have a trailer as well. Maybe they could show. It takes 2 minutes in English. That's not the one. Maybe I thought they had him. Do they? Yeah, that's it. Go.
Hi. So, I'm Thomas. I'm a young, underpaid actor in Belgium. But online, I'm the stream master. Master of my own universe. Sarah, are my guests ready?
Yes, they are! Make some noise!
whatever I want to be. Yoo-hoo! Toreador, woohoo, sexy. And I can be wherever I want to be. Come on. Woohoo! And these are my friends. On my left side, there is Eddie. Hello, my friend. Hey, Eddie. And on my right side, my lovely Linda. Linda the Pinda.
Hi, Streamy, but don't forget about our other friend,
Hello.
Dick, or what's his name?
Hello.
Yes, what's his name?
I don't know.
I don't know. PT Clubbers, what would you call him?
I call him Crazy Eichel.
Crazy Eichel.
This is a PT club.
This is the PT
Club. What's up? This is the
Oh my god, weten jullie een vraag voor die programma?
Een derde deel hebt en je wil dat optellen bij een vierde deel.
Goed bezig, Aarde gaat bijna op de eerste finalist. Super cool!
Anyway, together we discover the world. We play games and sing and dance. This is the PT Club. Every Wednesday online, not on your television.
I think this speaks better than my words.
And I think we have to clear the stage. If you still have some questions for this wonderful panel, maybe they will
Thomas.
be still around afterwards. Thank you so much for joining us. Melody from Norway, Thomas from The Neighbors from RTBF, and Joachim from in-house VRT. Thank you so much.
Thank you.